Okay. Here we go. 3, 2, ready?
System startup. Loading.
The number one resource for comic books, movies, and more.
This is Zero to Hero.
I'm tired.
Welcome back to Zero to Hero, the number one up-and-coming comic book, TV, movie, video game, farming podcast. Just kidding, that last one's not true. Joined today is my host.
Why is it so slow? Why is it slow?
Oh, just because it's backed away from like normal view. It's like you're seeing it in a broader range, so it's going slow.
Okay,
For
I
people who
got
don't know,
you.
we're talking about the recording equipment.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's cool. It's cool. But Leonard Choka and, of course, me, Christian Deborah, back to back, week to week, day to day. No, I'm just kidding. Week to week, telling you about the up and coming comic book, TV, movie, casting, anything news, just news that I think is important. I'm gonna share on to you guys. How you doing, Leonard?
I'm doing just fine, man. Doing great.
Just another week in the life of Leonard.
Absolutely.
I totally
guess.
feel you, man. Just living life. So, to jump into the news and stuff, a lot of stuff's been happening, actually. And for people who don't know, it's like our seventh take, but the It movie remake, they
Dude.
totally, yeah.
Are you excited? Because I'm excited for
I'm
it, to be
excited
honest
because,
with
like,
you.
to see those kind of movies be remade in the fashion that they are, it's always a good thing.
Yeah, I agree, but for the most part, I do agree. It's just that it's a classic. It is a class. Like it.
It kind of screams like, do we need this remade? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say it because literally the movie It is a classic. So, it's definitely one of Stephen King's better stories, especially that got put into movie.
Right.
But that doesn't take away anything. I think that it is going to have a disadvantage when it comes to being remade because of how well it was done the first time, the original time. My boy Seth Green is actually in it.
Really?
Plays one of the little kids. You didn't know that?
No, I did not know Seth Green was in It. The one,
Oh, yeah.
the one we're talking about, the same movie. Clown in the sewer.
Unless I got the wrong Seth.
Yeah.
Did I get the
good
wrong
point.
Seth?
No, the guy who does like Family Guy and like red hair,
Yeah.
short.
Oh, yeah. That's him.
Does Robot Chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Damn. Wow.
Yeah.
More you know. Small world.
Yeah, sure. Small world, good acting career. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Yeah. I just never. I'm gonna go back and watch. Like, oh, it's him. Cool.
No, yeah. He wears glasses back in the day, which, I mean,
Didn't
he
we
really
all?
hasn't
I
changed.
still
I
do,
I think after that movie he just stopped growing because he looks the same size.
He's a
But
small dude.
he's very, very short, and at least if you ask me anyway. It's a good day. It's a Friday. It has a remake. The first picture of Pennywise did get released for it, and he's looking really stoic and creepy.
Right. I think they really kind of try to amp up that creepiness factor. I mean, clowns are already creepy as fuck as it is.
Right, but what I want to know is, like, is that him going all medieval clown on me, or is this what he's going to look like whenever he's, like, all happy and giddy and trying to get a little kid to come here? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you.
That sounded really bad.
Yeah. I kind of breezed past it, but I totally get what you're trying to put down. I mean, honestly, I think it kind of goes into the thing what you're saying. Does this really even need a remake? Because the original does really kind of hold up. It kind of holds its time.
It does.
That's like they're making what's that one movie? Stephen King with The Maze, Jack Nicholson. Here's Johnny.
Oh, that's The Shining, and
The
I
Shining.
can't
It's
call that a maze. I don't know what that's
At the
like a
end, where-
hotel.
Yeah, but in the back there was that grass maze.
Oh,
that he
okay,
froze in,
okay.
yeah.
Now I get what you're saying.
It's
Okay.
like them announcing that they're gonna remake The Shining. It's like, why would you do that?
Which I wouldn't mind seeing, to be honest. Like,
Really? See, that's weird because
see now Jack Nicholson and that dude, The Shining, awesome.
It's up
dude.
there on your list.
Love it, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But, I wouldn't mind seeing a lot of the older Stephen Kings get a remake. I would love to see Pet Sematary get a remake, and that movie was freaking weird,
Crazy,
dude. I
man.
was like, what the hell is this? Like, it had me chills down my spine. It wasn't scary, but it was just like my heart was pumping. You know, it was thrilling, and it was just really, really good. But I wouldn't mind seeing a lot of older Stephen King movies get a remake. But I also wouldn't mind seeing a lot of Stephen King modern books get its own movie as well. We'll see, though. Stephen King is an amazing author.
Yeah,
but
he can pump those books out too, and they're big books.
Yeah,
I'm
right?
Really
Yeah.
fucking surprised.
It's like I just maybe 6 months at a time he can put out 6 books just
Yeah.
because he's sitting there in his closet or wherever he writes, just writing.
yeah, but he doesn't give a fuck though. I mean,
Right.
it comes out, so bravo, hats off to that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
See, like my fondest memories of Stephen King. I have a good friend, Wyatt Craven, who's probably listening right now. Shout out to
Probably.
Wyatt.
Absolutely.
Good friend. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting. Anyway, his family had like a Stephen King collection, and like I was telling you earlier, like a Branson trip, we had like 4 hours, and like we just basically popped in Stephen King's sat there with headphones, headphones,
Right.
whatever,
Yeah.
It's things to listen to the music, and or the show. Fuck, I'm fucking up. And basically, we just got scared shitless. At least I did. He's probably seen it like 17 times before me.
Right.
But yeah, it still kind of holds up. So I mean, if I'm still kind of chilled by the original, I'm really surprised they're making a remake. But we live in a world where remakes are just as like unnecessary movie sequels. They just keep coming.
Right.
They're gonna remake it or they're gonna make a sequel.
Exactly.
So
We'll see though, because I don't. To be honest, remakes are just as common as originals nowadays. Because sometimes I've seen a movie and I thought wasn't original. It was a total remake.
right.
So I'm just like, that really kind of bums me out.
Yeah, and then, well, I mean, it kind of gives you like a layer of nostalgia, because now you can go back to like the older version and be like, well, this is shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Most of the time.
Exactly.
So that's cool. That's
But
cool.
I mean, a lot of the times nowadays, when it comes to remakes, it's older movies that they remake, but does it really deserve a remake? The question can be, the question can arise: does it really need a remake? Because it's just why, you know what I mean? Because like a lot of times they're gonna redo a classic just because it's a classic, and they're like, oh, people would love to see this again. Not really.
Yeah.
If I
You're
want to
totally
see it, I'm
missing
gonna
the
watch
mark.
the original.
Yeah, I just don't. Studio heads don't necessarily know what the people want. I can be apparent with like movies that are coming out nowadays. They're just sometimes really off. And like,
Right, I'll
we're
second that.
You're supposed to love this, and it's like,
Yeah.
on what standard? But
Exactly.
it's fucking stupid. But you know what, Leonard? Do you remember the Adam West TV Batman with the goofy ass Robin?
Yeah.
Yeah, like holy peanut butter and jelly sandwich Batman guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, said all the cool catchphrases.
Right.
They're
I don't know
giving
about
him-
cool, but yeah, they were
For the
catchphrases.
time, I bet it was cool as fuck. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
right.
saying? But they're giving him his own.
Have that as your
animated movie.
ringtone.
Yeah, I'd have it. It's had that. What's that guy's name? I want to look it up. Because he ended up doing like other stuff, I think, after doing the Robin role.
Most acting careers do.
Yeah, stuff and things. But anyway, they're taking that show and making an animated movie with all the goofiness and weird 70s or 60s shit that was in it. They said it's going to have the that show's versions of the Joker, Catwoman, and a bunch of others. So
Right.
I'm
Not
really
voiced
excited.
by them. I wouldn't.
Who knows?
Yeah, who
Adam
knows?
West came
Maybe.
back to do his Batman, so.
Did he really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. I just knew that
All
it was
the
like
yeah.
gonna be it was gonna look like the original.
No, it's like those same people just coming and doing a movie again, but it's
It-
animated.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think they could pull off running around as Batman anymore.
Like the picture or the trailer shows him and Robin on a giant like frozen food tray, like their meatloaf or something, and they're going
Oh.
down this conveyor belt, and he's like, "Holy stars and stripes, Batman," or what the fuck he needs to say. How are we gonna get out of this one? And then like Adam West uses a grappling hook or whatever. But
Right.
It looks really funny and cool because I think it's gonna give us who didn't watch that show a kind of peek into that world, and I think it's just goofy and stupid as fuck.
Right. Not just that. I honestly kind of feel like it's a good way to step back and get a comic relief from what we just saw in The Killing Joke.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know if you've seen it yet.
Oh, I have seen it. I've watched it full backwards and sideways. I forgot we never really kind of give our reactions to that.
Well, yeah, we didn't, but I think it's because you hadn't seen it yet.
Yeah, and we were trying
And
to
I
hold
had,
off.
and
That totally makes sense.
it
They
just-
missed their mark, though.
it definitely. You think so?
I
think it was just spot on. Like it
Well,
was like just like reading the comic, to be honest.
Well, yeah, at a
Besides,
certain point. I think
besides Batwoman
I-
or Batgirl, fucking
that's,
Batman.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, whatever.
When you throw that in there, that's what throws the whole wrench in for me. And then, because you really can't fuck it, because it's already a great graphic novel. So when you have it, moved
did-
over, it kind of works. But I didn't like how they made Batgirl and Batman hook up. I was like, what?
I didn't like that, especially considering that's the only reason why it got a rated R
Mm-hmm.
rating.
Yeah. So it's like, why would you wanted to waste the R rating on that?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
usually in the interpretations of Batman that we watch or listen to or see or whatever, Dick Grayson is the one kind of half. I mean, look at my fucking wall right here. It's still making out. Like, I don't understand why they chose to make that the romantic. Like,
Well,
it makes it
the
weird.
problem
It's just
is though,
weird.
because like Barbara went back and forth between Bruce and between Dick Grayson, which is kind of.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yes. No, I'm dead serious.
So you're saying because from me, I always thought that the first time Batgirl and
But this
Batman
wasn't when
hooked
he
up,
was Nightwing. This was whenever he was Robin.
Robin.
Still, an older,
so she's
getting
just
ready,
in the cave,
getting ready to.
fucking her mentor and her best friend. It sounds some like Jersey Shore shit to me, man.
But it's what happened though, because like she did have a love interest with Bruce, and she did have a love interest with Dick Grayson.
But if that's your protege,
That's
I
why
don't know,
that's
man. It's
partially why Dick Grayson kind of resented Batman and kind of went out on his own. Honestly,
because he's hooking up with this girl. I mean,
it's
Bruce
like,
is
you
a
know
dick.
what? I don't know if I can do this anymore. I don't see this as a
Beneficial thing
necessary
anymore.
thing
Yeah.
for me
You're not
to
really helping out. You're,
be your sidekick anymore. I can do this on my own now.
Mhm.
And I don't know, but yeah, that is true, and then that is true. Bruce and Dick Grayson had a love affair with the same woman.
Mhm.
Whatever.
I think
Shit
if you tear
happens.
that beginning part that they threw in there, just throw it out and just give me the Killing Joke. It would be a short movie, but I enjoy that short movie. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know. I think it kind of twisted the story in a weird angle that I'm just like, what?
Right, but
Yeah.
I don't know as far as it was good for it being a little bit of a backstory towards Batgirl.
Mm-hmm.
Batgirl doesn't have a lot of popularity. Batgirl isn't well known among fans, and that was just kind of a good way to
Throw
get
it
a
in,
sneak peek at
see
Barbara
what's going on.
Gordon.
Yeah, I get that, I guess. I mean,
But I mean, it was honestly just like the graphic novel. Excuse
yeah,
me.
I heard it's like, and you can even
It's
tell because there's
spot on.
some dialogue that you can tell belongs in that comic book and not in that movie.
It's the same dialogue.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm
like
saying.
it's
though.
like
But like when you watch on the screen, you hear like when I hear Kevin Conroy
you
say
mean
it,
like
there's
that
some
only
words.
belongs in a comic book.
Yeah, like it just doesn't
Okay.
really translate well. I remember it's like he's like holding that one criminal who pretends to be the Joker. I can't remember what he says. He's like, "You slimy killer slug" or something, and you're like, that's such a 70s thing to say, Batman.
Right.
And I'm not really getting that now, but
I get what you're saying, but at the same
Yeah.
time, I like The Killing Joke as the graphic novel, and even as this movie, I own it. It's amazing. I'm very, very happy with it. Now, what I can honestly say about this new Adam West movie, I truly do believe it's purely for comic relief.
oh yeah, fuck yeah. There's no way I'm gonna watch that for a serious tone, but I don't know. It's cool that they're
It's kind of a good way to step back from everything that they're doing
Yeah.
as far as the animated universe goes, and saying, all right, here's this. Just enjoy this and
because
sit back.
people don't
and
know that
relax.
the DC has an animated cinematic universe where those. I mean, it puts Marvel almost to shame, and that's what's so weird is that they
Right.
can't translate that to live action. But
It's literally who they choose to
to be the keepers of these films, I kind of agree with
exactly.
you.
Zach.
I think they need, and
I mean,
they may have it in Jeff Johns. Maybe that's the reason he kind of took that role. But they need a Kevin Feige or whatever, who kind of holds all those movies together and is
Right.
the man guy who say, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that. Because when you have all these different tones and beats come off, it just comes off weird. It doesn't
Right.
really add up.
But the ball's rolling. I wouldn't stop it.
Oh
for
yeah,
any-
don't
stop
please,
it. Just
Warner
try to
Brothers, don't
fix
reboot
it.
Everything. Yeah, just keep on trying to fix it. I will continue to go to your movies and pay the tickets, and then either be disappointed or maybe you'll surprise me. But guess what? I will still be there.
Yeah,
So-
I will still be there.
So please, yeah, keep making the films. It's nice.
And that's, I don't know. I don't know if they started it too late or what, because the Justice League now you see the 6, and I really want that 7. I mean, could Ryan Reynolds have really filled that shoes, 8 years ago?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't
It's
know.
hard to say.
I liked what they were going to try to do with that Green Lantern movie because it was kind of like their way of starting a cinematic universe in a way.
Right.
And then it just totally tanked. So they're just like, no, it didn't happen. Like, we really just pretend the movie didn't happen, I guess.
Right. I mean, but can you say that they were at least trying to start a cinematic universe back then?
They were until I think once you saw Green Lantern get canned so bad, that's when they were like, okay, well, it'll start with Man of Steel. Man of Steel will be the one.
Right.
I wonder
Okay.
if there are even plans to connect those two movies at one point, Green Lantern and Man of Steel. But like I said, there's such different tones that you couldn't really buy it. So that's, I think, the problem is, and they need to fix that. DCEU.
Right.
Like, just
Okay.
get your shit together.
Right, I see what you're saying.
Talking on the Marvel side, though, Zendaya, the girl from Shake It Up, because I have little kids,
Disney,
little
man.
siblings,
Disney.
yeah, and they watch that show. She's in Spider-Man: Homecoming, which we knew for a while now, and that doesn't really change anything. But rumor is that she's actually Mary Jane Watson. How do you feel about that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that that's kind of a mess up. And as far as my personal concept, not that she's a bad actress, but part of me is like, why not let her be a lead for Miles Morales storyline? And why does she have to be Mary Jane? Is it why?
I don't know.
I mean,
I kind of like how they're kind of breaking the status quo. You like with Aunt May being a young, with Aunt May being a young Aunt May when you see in Civil War, and that's kind of a departure from the old frailing death of a skeleton we usually get. So like if they're gonna make Zendaya or whatever her name is into Mary Jane, I'll be like, but I won't freak out necessarily because I don't know. I think they're just trying to shake things up in a way that people won't. I don't know. I just feel like they're trying to change things in a way that's not going to be so pulling the rug out of under everybody.
Well, I mean, with the Amazing Spider-Man, you were going to have the woman, I forget her name, but the woman
from American Life of a Secret Teenage Order. She was Mary Jane. Did you know that?
And what?
Secret Life of American Girl who does have babies.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know that movie I'm talking about? It's like
I
on
know what
ABC
you're
Family.
Right.
She's also the girl in like Divergent. And,
yes,
and
that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so
Allegiance.
we were talking about the same page. I wasn't a fan of the whole American Life of a Secret Teenager.
Yeah. Secret. Yeah, that's what it's called. Thank you. It's like a fucking.
That is not the name. I got it wrong.
Secret Life of American Teenager.
I said American Life of a Secret
Teenager. Oh fucking my god! Why is there so many words in the fucking title?
I don't know, man.
But yeah, she was actually in that film and then got cut. Did you know what also was in the Amazing Spider-Man?
Yeah, she was in that film but got cut, and here's why. They were like, okay, this is all bullshit. We're gonna cut it here.
Yeah.
Start over.
Probably so. Because did you know in one of the drafts, and you can look it up on YouTube, and you should. There's a draft where Ben Parker, Spider-Man's dad, like comes back and like sees Andrew Garfield like crying at what's her nuts' grave, and he's like, son, and he's like, Dad, why weren't you here? And you know, like how Andrew Garfield pulls that off, that crying mad, esque thing. He was doing that, and he's like beating on this guy's chest. He's like, God damn it, Dad, are you my dad? I don't know, you're a guy with a beard. And he just kind of deals with it, and that was in the movie originally. So what? With Mary
That's just
Jane,
dumb, to be honest. Like
I don't think they knew what they were doing.
Yeah,
I think by that time you're right. They were talking.
And
to
I think
Marvel.
Andrew Garfield was not a bad cast. For Spider-Man by any means. But just given how badly they were done, and this has nothing to do with Andrew Garfield's ability to act or anything like that. The casting I thought was spot on. It was the way the movies were made.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. So it is time for a remake. Once again, of Spider-Man. But what pisses me off is the fact that they're just going to go straight from Peter Parker to Miles Morales, is what the rumor mill is.
I've seen those rumors, but like I still stand by my Tom Holland's probably signed for like 9 movies, dude. And I imagine they're probably going to like squeeze, because you can't have Miles, and if they do introduce Miles Morales without doing it properly, I think will piss a lot of the hardcore Miles Morales fans off.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I think that Miles Morales needs to sit there for 3 movies.
3 movies, yeah, and then like after Tom Holland, everybody's kind of getting.
I want him to be a character though. Don't get me wrong. I want him to be a character, but I don't want him to be, oh my God, bitten by a spider halfway through the fucking Peter Parker movie and say, oh hey, guess what? I'm Spider-Man too.
Right. I hope they do the change in canon, kind of like the Marvel Comics did, where they both exist and like they don't have to die, because like after Secret Wars on the Marvel comic book,
but Peter Parker does die though.
And I know that's in the Ultimate Comics, but later on they have Secret Wars and it merges all the universes.
Right, and then there's a universe where Peter Parker doesn't die and he's still alive.
And that's the Peter Parker that carries over, and then that's the Miles Morales that carries over.
Right.
So like, if you pick up a comic book now, you can see those 2 Spider-Man fighting side by side.
Yeah.
Versus when he originally launched, it was death of Peter Parker into this new Spider-Man.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I definitely hear you there.
So that's what I'm saying though, is like I can't imagine them just jumping to him immediately. I could see like in the 3rd film.
I can imagine it, but because of all the wrong reasons. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think it should happen, but I think that they're going to be dumb enough to make it happen.
Right. Because you're right. Like, studios do not know what people want for some reason.
it's like, what a bad way for. He's gonna be in one Avenger movie, and that was Captain America: Civil War, and then he's gonna be in his standalone film, and then that's Peter Parker for you.
Nah, I think I still we're gonna get 5 movies from Tom Holland. Then we're gonna see Miles Morales.
I think you're gonna be close. We're gonna see 6 or 7 before it's time to jump ship to Miles Morales. But the question is, though, will Miles Morales continue on and maybe possibly be a small part of the Avengers? Smaller part.
Yeah.
Still a part of the Avengers, but nothing like Peter Parker was.
I want to get to the point, but when we're in that 3rd Avengers movie, there's like 26 characters on screen.
They said that 90% of the Marvel superheroes will be portrayed in Infinity 1 and 2.
Exactly.
Infinity War 1
That's
and 2.
Crazy. I'm cool with that.
Squirrel Girl, by the way.
Really? They're gonna bring
Anna
her?
Kendricks. Anna Kendricks is in talks of becoming Squirrel Girl and possibly being in the Infinity War 1 and 2. That
That's
would be
nuts.
awesome. I think
how-
she's sexy.
That's such a undermined.
I'm not gonna lie. I think she's a very, very gorgeous woman. But Squirrel Girl, man, she's actually kind of a badass though. Cause like if you read up on, I've never read a comic of hers, but I've read up on her on the internet and what the Marvel.com says about her. She's kind of a badass.
Right.
But she's kind of a badass. She's kind of one of those underrated characters once again. But I'm excited though.
Yeah.
I want to see Infinity War 1 and 2 because it's going to be something phenomenal. Just fucking phenomenal.
I agree. So moving on to video game news. No Man's Sky. It's great. Been playing it. It's been very different. And we can kind of talk about that into our second topic. But screenshots been seen of the Ezio collection of Assassin's Creed. Did you play Assassin's Creed?
I'm actually kind of replaying
Kind of
Assassin's
the
Creed Syndicate because it's my favorite. I love the British.
have Syndicate. Yeah.
Yeah, Syndicate's actually really, really fun to me.
Mhm.
But I love the British way of it.
hook
It's so much
grapple
fun.
thing is so
Yeah.
fucking nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
it's really
you're like, why
nice.
wasn't this all the games? But
Right. Makes the
cool.
game a whole lot easier.
And I really
to
like
be
the
honest.
atmosphere that Syndicate brings with that old, because I always wanted a British Assassin's Creed kind of.
Yeah.
So that you get to do it, it's nice. I don't think I finished the game. No, I did finish the game. I KO'd the story and then just stopped playing it.
Right.
That's usually what I do with Assassin's Creed games, except Unity because that game was really online, which I kind of wish they'd do that again, but who knows. I'm glad they took a break this year though, and
If they do it again, I want to see everything almost wrapped up,
yeah.
but with maybe not a modern day assassin, but back in the day where just an up and coming assassin who's doing it solo.
Yeah,
But
so
still-
you want to see him get rid of the Abstergo going back in time BS and just
No,
pick up.
no. I don't think that. But just an up and coming assassin who's doing it solo. It's not a part of the Assassin's Creed.
Oh,
he's
like,
just
he's
doing
not
it.
he's not with the Creed.
Yeah, he's not with the
just a
Creed.
rogue.
He's just he's a rogue assassin, and the Creed is noticing him.
Mhm.
And I want us to be that character to where we're able to design him how we want to design him, but him still get the cloak and the robe and all that good stuff. That's what I want to see
Did
because
you
I think that'd be
know
kind of nice.
There's kind of a game like that right now.
What?
It's called Assassin's Creed Rogue. It came out.
So rogue is like that then.
Yeah, Rogue is you're a assassin turned Templar who is not with the Templars anymore. If I do remember, it was a while back the game came out.
Really? Because I don't
yeah.
even remember this one.
Because that's what I'm saying. It only came out on PS3 and Xbox 360, and it was like Unity, Assassin's Creed Unity came up on PS4 and Xbox One, but it wasn't on the older consoles. The older consoles got this game was called Assassin's Creed Rogue.
And so this
it's
game is
in the
kind of
same-
like that.
Yeah, you're the
Huh.
Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag's grandson or something.
Huh.
And anyway, you're a Templar or ex-Templar who's also an ex-assassin hunting down assassins for
Well,
the Creed.
Then I take that back. Then that's
Yeah.
awesome. I'm not, but
Look
like
it up. Yeah,
I think
hope
I think the reason why I didn't know that was because that as soon as the new gen came up, I was all new
got
gen.
it too.
All new gen.
I don't know about you, man. I was in line.
Yeah.
to get my PS4.
Right.
Um,
But I mean, it happens. Well, I made a
upscaled,
mistake.
though,
You know,
bring
that's
it-
whatever.
no, I mean, a lot of those games are getting remastered anyway. So it's like-
Right.
it's like
I want to
whatever.
see all 3 God of Wars, not just the third one, but all the God of Wars get a
Mhm.
remake. Matter of fact, you said that they were gonna make a new God of War.
Yes, with Norse mythology. It was actually at E3 this year.
Right.
You have seen gameplay of that yet?
Have not.
Okay, so it's this really changed. It's not like you know how like you usually have Kratos in the middle of the screen and he's pretty small and you're like swiping and doing combos and just killing shit. This is more of a Last of Us kind of cinematic. Like that's where the camera's at. It's always kind of up close. You kind of see everybody's emotions towards situations. And you have a son. I don't know with who, but Kratos has a son. He's got a beard, and there's like a Norse mythology setting. And like the trailer shows like you fighting this ginormous fucking demon monster or whatever, and you kind of did it with quick time events, but at the same time you didn't. You also had free roam and could like slash at him, but it's different from what you've seen in normal God of War games. Different but the same, if that makes sense.
Interesting, because like I thought, I was more of an Xbox guy growing up. I never had
PlayStation,
the PS3 and then the PS2, all that good stuff. I was never much. I had a GameCube. You know, GameCube was the first console, then an Xbox 360. I jumped shipped away from Sony. But honestly, though, God of War was just the one trilogy of games where I could say, man, I really fucking wish I had a PS2, or I really fucking wish I had a PS3, because to me, God of War was probably one of the best trilogies I've ever seen exclusively. That's just my opinion, though. One game that I actually got that was even close to God of War had to have been Dante's Inferno. And that game was my shit. And I know I brought it up before, I feel like I brought it up before.
You might have.
But that game is a motherfucking beast. But going back to the Ezio's collection, tell me more about that.
So apparently it's supposed to be Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, which is 3, I think, and then Assassin's Creed Revelations. Those all are the main character in all those games are Ezio. And you know, it gets older as it goes on, and apparently those games are being packaged together, all remastered, upscaled for PS4 and Xbox One and PC, but PC's a fucking beast, and pushed onto these consoles and stuff. So I always liked Ezio's story in Assassin's Creed. He was the one I really kind of resonated with. I think a lot of people resonated with him more than other assassins. So I'm excited to see that.
Right, I got you.
Yeah. But I think that really kind of wraps up for news. So
well, not just excuse me, it does, but it also, I want to bring up the movie coming out December, the Assassin's Creed movie.
Oh yeah, with Michael Fassbender.
Yeah,
jumping off buildings and shit.
Yes, I don't know how excited I am for this because.
Well, to your defense, video game movies usually suck.
I will agree to disagree.
Okay.
Because I love the Resident Evil games, even though it's not based off the actual game itself. The concept of it very much is. They have introduced characters based off the games into these movies, but that's probably one of the better. I think that's the reason why it's had the success it's had, because they took characters from the games and put them into the movie, with the movie having its own storyline. That's probably the best way they had to do it. Probably the only way they could do it with actually great success, because it has had great success. Hitman was also 2 movies. Hitman, yeah, really? Hitman back in like 2008, 2007, some shit like that.
Damn.
That movie was fucking awesome, man.
Really? I need
and then
the list, yeah.
Hitman Agent 47, which is actually a lot more recent. Awesome. Fucking really good. Cool. Yeah, they're awesome. They're so good. And the Hitman games, which are they're still doing more and more Hitman games. But dude, those movies set Hitman off as far as people going out and buying those games. So they just got to be spot on with this, because there's a reason why they've made so many Assassin's Creed games. And it's because even though it's repetitive, it's fun. Like, yeah, it's just so great as far as watching the storyline goes.
I really think this would be the one to pull it off.
Yeah, they can't fuck this up. Yeah, and I think Michael Fassbender is the go-to guy.
Yeah, the guy to go for it. So, you know, I think it's got all the ingredients for success.
Oh, yeah.
Let's just see where it kind of hold our breath. Here we go. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
okay.
I mean, do you think that if it does bomb, do you think they'll keep going and make a sequel and try to redeem itself?
When movies bomb like that, it's gotta be. I mean, like, usually they bomb and the movie just breaks even, and usually the series like, meh, we can fix it, make a sequel. Unless the film just totally fucks up and causes them a huge loss, that's when people are like, no, let's not make movies anymore.
Well, see, here's the thing though.
'Cause,
How are they gonna know it's a huge loss? Because opening night, you could see it could be the best movie coming out as far as
Right, but like, for
opening
example-
night, they're gonna get $100 million that night. Not that
yeah.
that'd be insane if they got them.
Right.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
But I mean, like Suicide Squad, for example, like it had really good week 1, really good week 2, and then week 3 had a 67% drop off, because that's when people, like, I guess, start talking about the movie. And
Either
they're about to break 350 million or some shit, to the point where I remember reading a report, if they break like a certain amount, then they're breaking even. So I would imagine Warner Bros would be okay with it, versus if it wasn't, then you got problems.
See,
So I mean, at least it's breaking even.
I think the reason why they might break even, or the reason why there's a 67% drop off, was because everyone went and saw it that fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was insane. It literally went to 65 million in 2 days.
Yep.
It was out 2 days, and instantly, right then and there, by Sunday, you had $65 million in the box office due to just that one movie.
Yeah. I mean, that movie's... Watch the last episode if you want to know what we think about that movie. But, it's just going to keep on coming, I think. I think they're going to keep on rolling with these films. And even, let's say, because, like, and what I hear all the time is that Man of Steel was like, meh, blah. Batman v Superman was going to be so cool. Okay, it wasn't, whatever. Suicide Squad's going to fix this, though. It's definitely going to, okay, Suicide Squad sucks. Okay, so now all their eyes are on Wonder Woman. What happens if Wonder Woman tanks, dude? Okay, now we have in the pipeline. We still have movies coming out, because you can't just stop a $300 million production. So after Wonder Woman, we have Aquaman. After Aquaman, we have Flash. Those two might be reversed. But at what point do you think these movies, if they keep on tanking, like I said, these movies could come out, blow my fucking mind, and I would be so happy. At what point do you think Warner Bros is going to be like, let's pull a plug, let's do a reboot, let's do something?
Justice League.
You think that soon? I like the
No. I think Justice League. It'll be Wonder Woman and then Justice League.
I just think after, they still have a lot of stuff in the works right now. Like right now, the Flash movie's like being written and production's going.
Right. For one, I think they fucked up by saying, hey, the Justice League is going to be put out now before the Flash and Aquaman get their own solo movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where, one, they're making a huge mistake. I think that they should get their respective solos and then go for Justice League. But, I can live with it, But that's where I think they're going to say, hey, are we going to do this or not?
Right.
They really can't do that. They're going to let Flash and Aquaman have their own solo movies. But then that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, they've already said, yeah, we're going to have them out. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'll wait on them. Thanks. But they're going to end. But depending on how well the Justice League does, you will either see them very quickly tie the knot or say, yeah, okay, we can work with this.
Mm-hmm.
Because considering the Aquaman's getting its production and the Flash is getting its production, and I'm sure even Cyborg is getting his production right now, to me there is no possible way. You either have to say, yeah, we're going to keep working off this, or we're tying the knot.
Mm-hmm.
Because to me, they fucked up 3 movies in a row. 2 more. Damn, you're gonna be lucky. 2 more, you're gonna be lucky to say, yeah, we can work with this. Yeah. One thing if they're gonna quit doing anything, they gotta destroy the hype. They've got to say, yeah, it's coming out. Wait on it. Mm-hmm. Just let people sit there.
Yeah, I think,
because to me that won't build any hype. They're gonna be like, shit, I'm really excited for it. I wonder what it's like, and they have to go see it. And I know that's kind of a tricky asshole way of doing it, but to me they've already fucked up too much. But the hype, with the hype with Suicide Squad, with the hype with Batman vs Superman, those 2 movies just kind of they tanked because of how much hype they had. Now, granted, there's a lot more problems with Batman vs Superman than what most people would like to admit. Like, to me, that was a really shitty movie. Whereas Suicide Squad was bad purely because of the hype. They've got to get rid of this hype. because that is what is destroying.
Expectations is what's getting the problem. They're raising
Exactly.
expectations and then not meeting said expectations.
Exactly.
Like, and I honestly, you can't.
It's like getting a fucking, or it's like wanting an Xbox One
Mhm.
for Christmas and getting a fucking Wii U.
Right. It just totally does. It sinks.
Like, you kind of want to cry. Like, yeah, you can play video games, but you want to cry.
Yeah, like, yeah, you do got Mario Party, but I mean, come on, you really wanted to play the Division. I get you.
Exactly.
I don't know. I think they're responsible for it because I mean, there's Suicide Squad trailers, and there's been articles that came out that like 90% of what's in the trailers did not make it into that movie.
Exactly.
So why the fuck are you advertising it like that? You know what I'm saying? It's like there's even
It's just
there's
as-
reports.
it's-
There's one guy suing Warner Bros. Because he said he drove 100 miles because he lives in a small farming community, got to the movie theater, watched the film, and was not seeing the film that he was promised, and said that Warner Bros. Did false advertising. And then he goes on to list all the trailers, like in what points in those trailers, those scenes that are shown. And there's like one where Joker punches the roof of the car. There's one where Katana steals souls with her sword. We never saw that. There's times where you see Joker have a grenade with half his hair down, and he pulls the pin and says bye bye, and he walks away. That wasn't in the film either. So I don't know if they shot those for a movie that got changed into a different movie, and they just had all these leftover footage, or if they literally just shot those just to put them in the trailers just to fuck people up, because it doesn't make fucking sense.
You cannot say you can't sit there and say, yeah, it was just to fuck people up, because I guarantee you buy the movie, it's going to be on the deleted scenes.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, though, it was false advertisement because it's not in the actual movie.
Mm-hmm.
And one, it hits theaters before it ever hits DVD.
Right.
So therefore, to see those deleted scenes that were in the fucking, I gotta wait even longer. And what we see is what we get in the theaters.
And see, a lot of people thought that they was going to pull a Zack Snyder and say, hey, there's going to be a Suicide Squad Ultimate Cut where you're going to get 30, 40 minutes more. Things might be a little bit more in depth. Here's a lot of the footage we didn't use. But no, David Ayer actually went out and said, hey, this is the director's cut. This is 100% the movie. You're not getting any more. You'll get deleted scenes, but you're not getting any more. This is the movie. Because there was a lot of rumors that Warner Bros. Kind of stepped in with a different studio and started making a different cut of the movie. I don't know if you read that.
Here's where the problem was. Honestly, to me, if you ask me, this is where the problem was. Someone stepped in and said, this is too dark.
Mm-hmm.
And all that you saw got taken out.
Right, and they replaced it with a lighter version of like all the. That's what I'm saying, because like I remember sitting down in the theater in that first 10 minutes, and they show the intros and like all that color splashes on the screen and stuff. I'm like, this is not what I expected.
Right.
I was actually looking forward to a darker film.
The very first commercial when it just said Suicide Squad and black
Mhm.
screen, Suicide Squad with a little bit of red around the words.
Yeah, and like
that
you
was
watch
fucking awesome.
throughout each trailer, it gets flashier and flashier and brighter and colorful, and you're like, why? But personally, do you want to know what I think? Is that this film was being made by David Ayer, who's known for doing dark, gritty movies. He put together a what was probably going to be a really good film. Batman v Superman came out in the meantime. Critics trashed it for being too dark, too muddling, too boring. So
But-
Warner Bros. Comes in like, okay, well we're okay. Well, hold on, we're changing this up. We'll make a different cut of the movie. Make it more lighter. They even gave him money for reshoots. That did happen. That's on record.
Oh yeah,
and we
it
got
got
different-
postponed a few weeks because of that.
Yeah, and then we got this whole different kind. And a lot of critics even. And I'm not even going off critical reception. I'm going off of a comic book fan. It was a good movie if you want to see comic book people do comic book shit. But as a movie, it does fail in some degree, and I think a lot of that is because of. Totally just forgot what I was gonna say. A lot of it is because of the hype and the reaction and how they change. It looks like they cut two movies, a dark gritty version and then this weird pop version, put them together, and it just doesn't work out.
Here's what bites, and I wholeheartedly believe this. You can argue with me till the day ends, but guess what? I'm not going to give a shit, because what it comes down to is the DC universe, and I'm not talking about movies, I'm not talking about animated movies, I'm talking about the comics, the true DC universe. It's dark.
Mm-hmm.
It's dark. It's not all fun and games.
Right.
There's a lot of shit that if they really had their way would probably scare the shit out of you. But because it's not us comic book fans that go out and see these movies, every time a movie comes out, it's a person who really doesn't know a whole lot about comic books at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's because of those people that go out and see this movie and say, oh, it was too dark. It wasn't what I thought Superman would be. It's because you don't know what Superman truly is,
Mhm.
or you don't know what Batman truly is. You don't know the superhero characters for what they truly are.
Mhm.
That's your fault. That's not my problem. Let them portray them how they should be
Correctly.
and quit
Changing him.
changing them because someone said, "Oh, it wasn't what I thought they would be." Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Portray them how they're supposed to be portrayed and quit.
Pandering to the audience who doesn't know what
Yes.
the fuck they're talking
Exactly. That's
Mhm.
perfect.
about.
Just
They're
stop
trying
pandering.
so hard to please the masses when they should be, because I feel like comic book community is strong. You tell somebody like, especially like a Marvel movie, everybody's gonna go see it, but a lot of that people going to see is a hardcore comic book base. So I don't understand why you wouldn't take care of those people first and then kind of rate your mass appeal. Instead of doing what Warner Bros. Is doing, they're just trying to please everybody. And
Right,
in
exactly.
pleasing everybody, you're pleasing nobody.
And I think where Marvel doesn't have that I think the reason why Marvel doesn't have that problem is because Marvel isn't that dark when it comes to the comic books. Marvel has never really needed to say, "Yeah, let's have a rated R movie." With the exception of Deadpool, because Deadpool might be the only character, along with Wolverine possibly for the Old Man Logan film. They might be the only two characters to really deserve a rated R filming. I mean, let's be honest. They are kind of darker. Deadpool's an asshole. He cusses. He panders. I mean, he's gonna talk to the audience.
Right.
You know, there's reasons why he deserves a rated R rating, and there's a reasons why this Old Man Logan film might deserve a rated R rating. It's because it's how they are in the comics. You know, I don't think Marvel's ever had a problem portraying fucking movies, because with movies that deserve a rated R rating, one, it's not a part of the Marvel Studios. It's Fox. Fox is doing it. So they can really say, "Oh, well, at the end of the day, it's still Fox making those movies." You know what I mean? Just in case. I mean, but you look at Captain America, you look at Iron Man, they're kind of angels compared to the DC universe. Like the DC universe, they're kind of a little bit more of demonic. They're darker. They're a little bit more scarier. They're nothing like Marvel. Like they're not. I'm not saying it's bad, but I mean, like, you have a dark, kind of gothic.
I think what people need
approach.
to stop doing, and this would help everybody out, is stop comparing DCEU to the MCU. Stop being like, well, Marvel did this, and like I have everything I read when it comes to DCEU. They talk about how DC's trying to catch up to Marvel. Well, who gives up? No, we're not. We're just trying to build at this point. And every time you throw comparisons like that, it ruins the expectations of where that film's going to be at. Is my personal idea about it.
And in my opinion, man, I think that people will stop saying that people will stop saying they're trying to catch up to Marvel when they actually stop trying to catch up to Marvel.
Right.
Because they are. When it comes down to it, they're not saying, "You know what, we're going to take our time, we're going to do this, we're going to do it the right way." They're saying, "Fuck, look how far ahead Marvel is. We need to catch up. We need to put on our running shoes and press B because we're so fucking far behind."
So true, bro. That's so true. Well, honestly, I think we should just move on to our next topic, though, because I feel like sums it up. And that's casting. We're gonna do a little special here on Zero to Hero. We're gonna take our casting ideas, like, for instance, Ryan Reynolds totally played Green Lantern.
Switch
Some say
universes,
killed it.
man.
Some say he really killed it, like he killed the franchise. And then he moved over to Deadpool and found massive success. Do you think any other film or TV shows people can even do that? Just switch sides and play both?
Well, yeah, they can do it,
'Cause
but like, what it comes down to is these actors, they have careers, and they're gonna do whatever movie suits them or pays them the best. You know, what the fuck ever.
right.
But sometimes you're just kind of like, man, is he ever gonna do another Marvel movie again? Like, is he embarrassed to? Because really, you've had two actors now that kind of feel that way. One being Ryan Reynolds, and two being very possibly Ben Affleck for his role in Daredevil back in 2003.
Oh yeah, he's really sad about that.
I
Now
didn't.
you think about it, a lot of people kind of did Daredevil. Ben Affleck did Daredevil and went over to Batman. We're about to see J. Jonah Jameson become Commissioner Gordon.
Right.
So maybe a lot of people can do, are playing both hands.
Jump ship.
I'm gonna throw. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna throw you a character or an actor actually, and you tell me what their DC alternative will be. Cool?
What their DC? Okay.
You want to do this in a lightning round?
Sure.
Cool.
Why not?
Starting out, Hawkeye, Jeremy Renner.
Dude. Okay.
Who would he better be as?
Oh, seriously. That's kind of a hard one though.
Yeah, it is a hard one.
That is really fucking hard.
Talk.
Um,
DC. He'd be a good.
honestly, I would like to see Jeremy. Dude, that is tough.
Mm-hmm. You know, I think he'd be a really good
What?
Constantine. Let him be the Hellblazer. I say.
No.
Yeah, let him
No,
grow
no,
out
no,
some
no.
scruff. Let him be a dick to everyone. And I mean, I want a version of like Constantine who's just a dick to everyone.
Right.
It'd be great.
Nah.
Who do you think?
I'm not up for it.
Jeremy Renner would be better as.
Jeremy Renner. Oh my goodness, dude. Jeremy Renner just might just be the person I don't want to see in a DC movie.
Okay,
No.
well, Leonard takes a pass, I guess. Damn.
But no, I mean, I'll give an answer. Don't get me wrong, but like on a for real level, he might be the one person where I'm just gonna like.
You just stop.
I don't
Yeah,
know
I
about
feel
all
you.
this.
All right,
but
let me throw you a different one then. Okay, RDJ, the man. Who
Robert Downey Jr.
Who would he be better
Shit.
as? He doesn't have to look like Robert Downey Jr. You know what I'm saying? He could put some aesthetics on, or
I
do
don't know about
something.
that much. I mean,
I don't know,
that'd
like, he
be
always
tough.
has- like every time he's been Tony Stark, he always has like some weird, cool facial hair. So imagine, I'm saying,
Right,
he's
no.
not restricted to
If
that.
he was babyface, fuck, I don't know
Yeah.
what I would. I don't know. That'd be kind of
He
weird.
would be a good DC wise.
Alfred.
Fuck yeah, let's make it happen. I
Dude,
say
yeah,
Alfred.
he'd be
Yeah.
a decent Alfred.
Yeah, give him some gray in his hair, and he's
yeah,
like, Sir.
which I mean, him and Jeremy Irons, they kind
Jeremy
of
Irons
look
killed
alike.
it.
And but the thing is, though, they kind of look alike.
They
Like
kinda
Jeremy
do.
Irons could definitely play his dad in a movie.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hate that at all. But
Mhm.
like, damn, you know what? Robert Downey Jr. could be Alfred in a DC movie. Like that's kind of shitty considering that he's Iron Man and you're downgrading him to fucking Alfred.
Okay, so we got Iron Man to Alfred, and let me pick somebody else.
Chris Evans. I'll give you one. Chris Evans.
Okay, for me, Chris
Captain
Evans.
America.
Who would I rather see Chris Evans be? He's actually one on the list too, because he used to be on Fantastic Four. A lot of these
Well,
people.
that's still Marvel
well,
though.
but yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Right, but like
that's
that was
different
before they
places.
started the universe.
Chris Evans. He would be a very good. I'm trying to think of a blonde, normal superhero.
Dude, I already know.
I don't know.
Booster
Captain
Booster
America
Gold.
Still? Like
Booster Gold.
really?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a big
Booster-
Booster fan, so I don't necessarily know much about
Oh,
it.
he's a shitty superhero, but if I could see him playing
What's
someone,
his
it'd
power?
be Booster Gold. Nothing.
What do you mean?
Fuck, I don't know, dude. Like literally, he's like the biggest waste of a superhero ever.
Damn.
He's like a futuristic character. He teamed up with Blue Beetle for a while.
Yeah.
Like they were wanting a Booster Gold and Blue Beetle movie for a while.
Probably still do.
That
Knowing
there
their
you go.
executives, like,
Jeremy Renner as the original, and I'm talking
Ted
original Blue Beetle.
okay, cool.
Have
cool.
them-
He comes back with a good answer.
Yeah, have them being Booster Gold and Blue Beetle combo.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't hate that. I would
Yeah.
not hate that by any means.
Wouldn't be too bad at all.
Black Panther.
Make him John. Make him Martian Manhunter. I would like to see Chadwick Boseman, because did you know like his yeah
that
he's
wouldn't
usually
be too
black
bad at
when he
all.
turns into a human.
That
Yeah.
I know he goes black to be a human. Yeah,
Yeah.
Don John.
Cool. Something so,
Not
like
bad.
he killed him, Black Panther.
Dude, didn't he though?
Damn man.
Didn't he though?
Anytime he was on the screen, I was excited. I was like, yes.
Okay. So let's hold off really quick. I
Okay.
want to talk about Anna Kendrick really quick at Squirrel Roll.
That's fine.
What do you
Go for
what as
Who's
far
Anna
as
Kendrick?
you
isn't the girl from like
Anna Kendrick?
Pitch It Up,
Pitch Perfect,
Pitch
bro?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Pitch It
yeah,
Up.
yeah,
Jesus
that's her.
Christ.
Yeah, that's her.
She's gonna be Squirrel Girl.
Supposedly that she's
That's
probably
fine.
the
That's
top
cool.
notch. She's the number one
Mhm.
as far as getting that role.
That's a C level character, so I really
Squirrel Girl.
Squirrel Girl.
Watch her come in and fuck shit up.
I
First
bet,
off,
but you can't tell me you're like
give people
they ignore
rabies and
Marvel
shit.
superheroes. They're gonna be like Iron Man, Captain America,
Who the fuck
Squirrel
is Squirrel Girl?
Yeah, they're gonna be like, wait, hold on, one of those. Is
One of those
this
just
that
add
game where
up.
one of them's not the same? Because
Right.
yeah, I don't think it would work very well.
We'll see, because like you got 90% of the universe. That's a lot, dude. That's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
huge, you know, and that's kind of like what I'm kind of missed out on Civil War because there was so much more people involved in Civil War.
Oh, in the comic book wise, yeah.
Yeah,
it was,
in comic
the
book
whole
war.
universe was split down the middle, dude. It was
Right.
crazy.
And like they showed it. It was a huge event in Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
And man, that's just awesome.
Yeah, it is.
So we'll see how it goes though. That's just hard, man. To be completely honest, it's hard as fuck.
I agree.
Squirrel Girl, bruh.
She's gonna be cool.
Low class.
I like that actress.
Yeah, no kidding. Low class.
Like Leonard likes a little bit more than most people.
As far as low class characters go, Squirrel Girl is definitely one of them that I've never even fucking heard of until, and recently.
Reading it, yeah.
Yeah, but we'll see how it goes though. You can't really say, oh yeah, she's gonna be shit when you don't even know. Hell, give me a comic. I will read a Squirrel Girl comic book if you just hand me one.
Right.
Like, oh yeah, I'll read it. Sure,
So
whatever.
you wouldn't buy one yourself?
Fuck no.
See, that's maybe she's not a good character then. Like, if someone has to buy it for you and be like, read this. I don't know.
Oh come on though. Like I mean, if someone comes up to you with a book and says, hey, you should probably read this.
Yeah,
You
I'm
might
gonna
like
read
it.
but like,
yeah, I'm gonna read it.
I'm gonna tell you if it's a good book, I'll go buy it myself.
Yeah, if you can talk me into buying a book, then hey, I might actually
Then,
buy
yeah.
it. But you got to talk me into it. So hey, if there's any Squirrel Girl fans out there right now,
Shout out to them.
shout out to Leonard over here at Zero to Hero because this might actually be a comic book character worth reading about.
Mhm.
But persuade me, please.
Yeah, who knows? Hopefully people show. All right, well we're getting down to that time, Leonard. You know what that one time that I'm talking about?
The end of the show, man.
Rebirth recap.
Oh,
Recapping a Rebirth events.
Rebirth recap.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Yes.
Good shit. So, speaking of Aquaman issue 5 came out for the Rebirth.
Right.
And honestly, man, I'm just really enjoying Aquaman. Aquaman and the Flash are just really surprising me with what I'm reading, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, you have Aquaman still putting up, saying, oh, hey, we should be friends, USA. Like, hit me up.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be a part of the Olympics. We'll compete against each other.
We'll do it.
Yeah, but anyway, like, so what's going on with Aquaman? Aquaman's being detained by the U.S. military because one of U.S. Navy fleet submarines got attacked by fucking Atlanteans.
Damn.
Right. So this is like, what the hell's going on? And the attack wasn't issued by Arthur. And so Arthur's like, what's going on? Yeah, I'll be detained. You don't have to handcuff me. Whatever. I'll sit here and yeah, for real though.
Get
He's
your
like,
hands off me.
yeah, you don't have to do this. I'll sit here, play nice as long
Yeah.
as you need me to. But like this attack was not issued by me. And you get the U.S. military is just breathing it down Aquaman's back because like, why'd you start this war? We were doing what you wanted to, but you're like, man, who really did do this attack? Personally, and they haven't really said who's doing what, but honestly, I think it's Aquaman's head guy of the Atlantean army. He issued the attack himself, so we're gonna do it.
Some shit.
Trying
Cool.
to stir some shit up.
Civil War. Yeah, that'd be cool.
But the whole time you have Black Manta finally joining Nemo, which is really cool because Black Manta is such a badass, and he's also one of the guys I want to see in the next Suicide Squad movie, by the way. Anyway, it's just kind of building up. We'll see how it goes. But right now, Mira, Aquaman's wife, is just really, really pissed off at the U.S., saying we can't reason with these people. They're humans and they don't know anything. Like they don't want this. They're doing this out of nonsense and all this stuff. So Mira's kind of like, this is stupid. We should just go to war with them and kick their ass.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean the Atlanteans have the tech to wipe them out.
To do it, yeah.
So but Aquaman's like, no one dies. Like, we're not killing anyone here and we're not starting a war. And then at the very end of issue 5, really pissed me off. Superman comes out of nowhere and said, "Oh, hey Arthur, we should talk."
Really?
Yeah, and cuts it. I'm like, fuck,
That's
man.
comic books for you. That's cool.
Issue 6, man.
That's
I'm
so
excited though.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it goes. I'm more kind of ready to see what's gonna happen between Black Manta being a part of Nemo and another Aquaman and Black Manta war is what I'm kind of hoping for. Now, On the Flash, though, the Flash, man, everyone's a speedster. Almost everyone in the city is a speedster.
Right. Did you hear about season 3, the villain being a speedster? I know you're not talking about the TV show.
Of everyone being a speedster?
No, but in season 3,
The enemy
the
speedster?
the big bad is a speedster.
Yeah, it's Avatar.
Yeah. Why?
I'm excited for that.
I don't need that. I'm tired of seeing speedsters.
Me too. That's what I'm like. I'm just like, you know what? Give me something different.
Yeah,
but I think we talked about that a little bit at the last episode. Or last
We probably
episode.
did, yeah.
But yeah, Savitar, the speedster that has a cult behind his back, and he steals speed to give his cult people speed. So
Really?
he has an army of speedsters. That's what his main goal is. He's a cult leader, and he gives his cult speed.
That's crazy.
If they can, like, you have to, you can't force the Speed Force, but like,
Yeah, but they're like
If-
some way a match. Or some
right?
shit.
But I'm sure some way he's able to do it, like only through a certain elite of chosen ones.
Uh-huh.
Maybe, who knows? But I'm kind of excited for it. But at the same time, I'm like, once again, another fucking speedster. Like, why are we doing this?
Right.
But shit happens. But the Godspeed is the main villain. They're working up to Godspeed.
Mhm.
I hope you know. Like, there's Godspeed has got to be the main villain speedster that they're gonna work up to. Season 4, maybe. Who knows? We'll see.
Mhm.
But they're hitting them in categories. Like, it's definitely step by step of how the villain speedsters work. Because, you know, first it was Reverse Flash, then Dr. Zoom, then Savitar, and now you're gonna hit Godspeed in season 4 probably.
Bro. Hopefully so. I mean, to some degree. I just don't like seeing the main villain be the same thing. But they're
Yeah.
usually not the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Because Zoom was way different than Reverse Flash with his motives and his thoughts and his
Right,
actions.
and now you have
So-
Savitar wanting a cult.
So,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so maybe that is a difference that we kind of need. And I watched an interview with the guy who makes it, and he's like, I didn't watch it, I read it. And he basically says that, like, it's hard to show somebody go toe-to-toe with the Flash, especially on, like, TV, because, like, obviously Flash could just take care of him. So the only way to really kind of give him that challenge is to put another speedster, because that's something he can't really buff or get to. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I
But
understand.
I mean, at the same time, he's had his troubles with, you know, Captain Cold, and he's had his troubles with Captain Boomerang, and, you know, all these other villains you see.
Mhm.
But I think the real issue being, they're humans, and, you know, Flash is a speedster. He's gonna, you know, eventually get to him and kick their ass. But I just don't like how none of his main characters in the comic books are his main characters in
TV
the show, unless it's a speedster. But I mean, I get his reasoning in the interview of why he said that.
Mhm.
But at the same time, it's just like, really? Can we do something else for the love of
Yeah,
God?
I'm feeling a little bit of fatigue. But maybe, you know, Flash always surprises me. I always think I'm going to get bored with it, and I end up watching it more than I do Arrow or Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah,
And
no,
I'm
same
gonna
here.
start watching Supergirl probably too. So
Yeah, same. I'm probably going to watch Supergirl too. Now, one villain that I have not seen yet that I'm dying to see in fucking Arrow is Sportsmaster.
I don't think they were going to give it to you, man.
And
I want to see it. That's something they easily could do too.
Right, but that's where Artemis comes from. Is Artemis is actually like Sportsmaster's daughter.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! Back in the Young Justice days.
No, but in the comics too, like everything that's her backstory. She's
Yeah, that's
like,
how I kind of got.
right. That's how I
exposed
found out
to
about
it,
it too. Was Young Justice? Like, dude, yeah, it's such a good show. I'm waiting for season 3 on Netflix.
Yeah,
Pisses me
that
off.
needs to happen. You know why it got canceled, right?
I give no fucks on what, but no, tell me why.
It was not selling enough toys.
Oh yeah, I think we brought that up
Mhm.
once.
Didn't sell enough toys, so they totally. I'm like, that's not why we have, whatever Warner Bros. Just
Well, I
fucking
mean,
go
Cartoon
back.
Network isn't necessarily for 18-year-old dudes and 16-year-old
Yeah,
dudes.
fair, okay, but
But
shut up, okay? Like,
I really like that fucking show, damn it. No, I get it. We are definitely not the only 16-year-old people to watch that fucking show.
yeah.
And well, we're not 16 anymore. Back in the day when it was
We're
on.
way older than that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Right, but I mean, back in the day, it was such a good fucking show.
Yeah.
I mean,
Some
we
just
we
leave.
pushed it on fucking Facebook and all that shit. Hey, watch fucking Young Justice. It's really good.
Mhm.
Because, like, they were petitioning and all that shit for Young Justice in season 3. But, I don't know, man. Rebirth, I have bought Superman. I'm staying caught up. I have them, I just haven't read them. Superman, what the hell's his name? Like this robot deal from Krypton. what's his name? The Annihilator?
Something like that. I know what you're talking
something
about,
like
though.
that. But he came in and found out that Superman had a son, considering it's not the original Superman, and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill John L." That's his name, is John L. And like, it kind of pissed me off because I'm like, well, why the fuck are you gonna murder him? Like, does it really deserve a murder at this point?
People do it, dude.
But I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens though.
Well, switching over to me, honestly, you're gonna be mad at me, but I kind of been slacking. I have the book. I haven't read them necessarily. I did read though that Gotham from the Batman storyline in Rebirth recently took down the Justice League. He has the power to trade years off of his life to gain immense power, and basically Batman can't tackle him, so he calls in the Justice League, and then he just straight kills everyone. Like, doesn't kill him, but just tears them down.
The Eradicator, that's what it was. The
There you go.
Eradicator.
So that's cool to see. You know, they're kind of taking that twist, that book. I have been reading in comic book 4 of Green Arrow, where it kind of goes into, in the comic books, his sister is this young, it's actually Shadow's daughter, which is really weird, because Shadow in the comic book hooked up with Green Arrow's dad instead of in the show, how they do it. And you basically see how she was a sleeper agent and kind of her point of view from the whole thing, and how she's really just kind of evil on the inside. Really cool to kind of see that point of view, and to keep on going on this quest of seeing Ali bankrupt and just kind of dealing with it and only being Green Arrow instead of both. I really enjoy and to see and stuff. I've read like one page into Suicide Squad. So yeah, I'm honestly just going to have to catch up and talk about it in the next week.
Honestly, man, I don't know if I told you, but I'm also reading Nightwing and Red Hood.
Yeah.
Now, Nightwing is doing his own deal with the Court of Owls.
Cool.
Kind of a secret agent under the organization.
Right.
And this dude named Raptor, kind of a badass, because he's almost like just like Nightwing. Just a little bit darker in a way. Now, they went after this doctor or some shit and got some blueprints. I don't know the exact story, but Raptor killed him.
Damn.
Yeah, and Nightwing's like, "Oh, you fucker. Like,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have done that."
Shakes his fist at
exactly.
him like, why?
I mean, he kicks his ass for the most part, but then all of a sudden, as soon as the Court of Owls stop watching, because they're being watched the whole time, and as soon as they know that they're not being watched, the fucking kid gets up, because it's a kid. Like, this kid's like a brilliant dude, and the dude like gets up and said, "Hey, did I do it right? Like, did I fake being dead right?"
Right.
And the whole time you're like, "What the fuck? Like, that's not funny. That's shit, man. I thought you were dead."
That's fucking
But
nuts.
Batgirl's all pissed off because she's like, "This isn't the way we do things. We do things through fear and all this shit." And it's like, Nightwing really is probably the only one that doesn't really do shit through fear, like, to be honest. But everything's going kind of well with that. But then on this next fucking deal with Red Hood, dude, Red Hood only has his second one out, and honestly, dude, I'm fucking excited for it because he's doing the same thing Nightwing is, but he's doing it under Black Mask. And like, him and Black Mask, they go at it at times, and it's really fucking cool to see.
I bet.
But Black Mask was like, "Hey, Red Hood," because, you know, he's in with Black Mask now, and he's like, "Yeah, Red Hood, I just need a shipment. There's a train that's having my shipment, and how I wanted to get it secure is through you. I want you to go steal it. Even though it's mine, I want you to come steal it and take it and bring it back to me."
Damn.
I'm like, man, what is this? You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, like, train derails somehow, and all of a sudden, like, Red Hood, all his people die, and it's just Red Hood, and the fucking door from one of the carts on the train gets kicked down, and it's this red, big, fucking gorgeous. Not gonna lie though, I have such a crush on Artemis. It's fucking Artemis, one of the Amazons, dude. She's a badass. Like, for real though, she's such a badass. I love Artemis, but she kicks us down the door down. So now I know who the outlaws are. I know Artemis, and I'm damn sure it's Bizarro. Bizarro hasn't been introduced yet, but I'm fucking excited.
You're pretty sure. I feel you.
Yeah.
It's cool, dude. Good to hear. I really think Rebirth's really kind of doing its job with kind of bringing people back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Suicide Squad's doing good too. I did read the first issue, but I haven't read the second. The second one is out. It is probably gonna be pretty good.
The first issue was really
assuming.
short. It's like they just
It was short. It was like a Rick Flag
and then he's
intro,
on the
and
ground,
that's
and
it.
it's like, let's do it, and then like it stops, and you're like, okay, like
Yeah.
I wanted more, but it's how comic books are, I guess. They're always trying to leave you on the edge,
Oh yeah,
kind of like with Superman showing up, talk to Flash, and then the book ends. So
right.
yeah, they gotta keep you on your edge or on your seat anyway.
So,
Well, I think that's about it.
yeah, that sums it up.
I think we pretty much got it all this week. This was episode number 5 of Zero to Hero. If you needed to find us on Twitter, where would people look, Leonard?
At 0 to Hero 16, 2 being the number, and obviously 1 and 6 being the number. Don't be a jackass.
Right. You can also find us on our YouTube channel and our SoundCloud. SoundCloud's a little behind, but YouTube channel, Zero to Hero podcast. And we actually just got our Facebook page up. Have you got a chance to see it yet?
I did. I have seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it. Cool. So, and all that stuff's going to go there. So if you're a Facebooker and you want to listen to people talk about comic books, we got you covered.
We got you
just
covered.
Come on by.
Hell yeah.
Leave a comment, a like. A subscription would be nice, but I'm not going to pressure you. You do what you want, listener.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's episode 5, and we'll be back next week. So, till next time.
Until next time. See you guys later.